Some critters want to be seen, others really don't. This is a poison dart frog. He does want to be seen, because he is super duper poisonous, at least he thinks so. In captivity we feed them fruit flies and it renders them harmless. But in the wild, they sequester poison out of their diet, and they want predators to see them because, well, they don't want to get touched, and the predators that touch them don't live very long and pass their genes on, and the ones that don't will pass their genes on. We call this aposematism. Look bright to send a message. But what if you're not toxic? Well, then you probably have healthier relationships. But on a more serious note, if you're not toxic, you probably don't want to be seen. Can you find the gecko in here? I know I couldn't. Amber had to point it out to me. This is one of those little baby flying cools geckos that we produced. And you're going to see him right there. Off he goes. Now what if you're not toxic, but you still stick out like a sore thumb? There could be a reason for that too. We call this Batesian mimicry. Boom! Milk snake. This is completely harmless. This is a terrible angle as well. This angle is just barely better. These look a heck of a lot like coral snakes. So if you're a predator and you see this, you might think it's a coral snake, and you're not going to mess with it, even though it's a harmless little milk snake. Now there's this little rhyme you can memorize to know if you have a milk snake or a coral snake, and that is, if the red touches the black, there's a venom lack or a friend of Jack. If the red touches the yellow, it'll kill a fellow. And this might work, depending on where you live, but do not treat that rhyme as gospel, because the further south you get, the more likely that rhyme is to put you in the ICU. Nobody told the nursery rhyme to the milk snakes down south. And so you may very well find a coral snake that has milk snake banding or a milk snake that has coral snake banding. At the end of the day, the best way to know whether a snake is venomous or not before you pick it up is to know what the hell the snake is. And the best way to avoid getting poisoned by a frog is to not put it in your mouth. And every once in a blue moon you'll run into an animal that's just kind of a dick, like the stonefish. Fantastic cryptic camouflage, incredibly toxic. What is even the reason for that? I don't know. Spite, I suppose.